We are here with Mrs. Elisabeth STADLER CEO of Vienna Insurance Group in Bucharest with the occasion of the press conference organized by the company in order to present the financial results for 2017 and also the perspectives for the next years. How can you describe VIG in the present and what are your future plans?
Yeah, there are a lot of plans for the future. As you mentioned, I'm already in this position as CEO of Vienna Insurance Group for more than 2 years now. And I must say I'm quite happy with the development of the last 2 years. We started with plans for 2018, 2019, and we were for 2016 and 2017 able to reach our goals as well in premium, as well in result, and that's quite fine. All the 50 companies in our 25 countries took really a very important part in reaching our goals and in showing these positive figures for the last years. We have a lot of plans for the future. We were able, because of the good results of the last year, to even further the goals for 2019 into 2018. So we have set up the goals for 2019 from last year now in this year for 2018 for this year, and we announced new goals for 2020, which is quite a miracle year, and in 2020 we would like to reach more than 10 billion of premium, more than 500 million of surplus and a combined ratio of 95%. And to reach these goals, we have set up a lot of activities and action plans for the next years.
We wish you good luck with these objectives, and apparently you are ahead of your plan now. But 25 years ago, VIG entered the Central European markets. Are you satisfied with the results obtained so far, or did you expect these markets to develop more rapidly?
Yeah, VIG was the first Austrian company going east in 1989. VIG was the first company entering the CAE region, and I clearly can say that this was absolutely the right decision. We are quite happy with the development. Of course, in the meantime, we expected a little bit further or quicker development in the CAE regions, but we know the years of the crisis, all companies, all countries suffered out of this. So the development was not in that density we expected, but it's going up, and all the prognosis, the statistics for the next years clearly show that the development in the CAE region, the economic development, this means in conclusion also the insurance development will go up significantly in the next years. So I'm quite convinced that we will have a lot of joy and see a lot of surplus in the CAE countries.
What are the main challenges that you faced in the CE markets? Are we talking about a lack of financial education, let's say a slow economic development? What are the main challenges?
Yeah, you mentioned them quite correct now. Of course, the education level is not so high in the CAE countries. The welfare status is not so high in the CAE countries. I would say the development in the CAE countries is following 5 to 7 years the development of the Western European countries. So I would expect that we see a lot of need for insurance cover in the next years, because welfare is going up, education is going up. This means the people, the population can afford a lot of more property, cars, etc. And therefore they need a lot of more insurance cover for this. On the other hand, we talked today about health insurance. We see the demographic development is also following the demographic development of Western Europe of the last years. This means we face an old aging of the population. We face that we live longer, which is quite fine, but that means we need longer treatment, we need longer health care, and we need for a longer time money to enjoy our retirement age.
Now, there are still many challenges. I would maybe also underline the political risk is always given in the countries of the Central and Eastern Europe, but we also see in Romania and other countries a slowly improvement. There is a communication between the parties, and we can count on our supervisory authority, so we are quite satisfied with the changes.
Lately, we have noticed in VIG strategy a shift from the multi-brand strategy to some mergers in the CE countries. Do you intend to continue this trend, or you will choose a different approach for each country?
Yeah, we have different approach for each country. We always say we leave diversity out of our conviction. So this means we are very diversified and we have different strategy. But in general, we keep the multi-brand strategy. That's quite clear. If we overtake very well-known, very well-equipped levels, we will keep them. That's quite clear. We announced the mergers between the local Sparkassenversicherung and the local bigger insurers because we think this could bring a lot of cost effects, a lot of scale effects, which we see. It's not necessary to have a life insurer and a composite insurer beside, so it's better to include this, and that was just out of thinking of costs or combined synergies or combined services. This is not change of the multi-brand strategy.
No, so the multi-brand strategy is a very important cornerstone of our strategy in all of the countries. But for sure, the profitability is also very important. That's why we are always looking for the efficiency of the companies. But basically, the multi-brand strategy is existing in all of the countries we are operating for.
VIG has bought some of the AXA companies in the region. My first question is how was the integration of these companies? And my second question is regarding your further expansion, if you are looking for other acquisition opportunities.
Yeah, we overtook some of the AXA companies. Of course, there it's necessary to change the name because AXA is not allowing us to use their name. The integration of these companies was, I would say, quite easy and quite quick to done because these were smaller companies and it's always easier to integrate smaller companies in bigger companies. Then it's easier to include them. It's different if you buy or acquire a company which is quite a big one. You mentioned it, there are a lot of targets at the moment, and of course we are looking at all of these targets because our growth strategy is quite clear. We want to grow on the one side by acquisition and on the other side by growing out of the companies, by increasing our sales, by expanding our sales activities and our portfolio. So we are looking at all the targets which come up there, and yeah, we are looking deeply into the portfolio. Of course, the companies must fit to our strategy, the price must fit, and if all these cases say yes, then we acquire companies.
We are always screening the market for sure. The acquisition are always on the topic of the VIG managing board. We just announced a new acquisition in the Baltic states. So the countries are always on the radar, I would say, yeah.
One of the main trends on the industry and of course on VIG agenda is regarding the digitalization. What are the main ideas for VIG regarding digitalization? And second, do you have some challenges regarding this issue? Because there are discussions about regulation being behind the trend.
You are absolutely right. Digitization on the one hand and regulation on the other side is quite a challenge. I always say digitization happens in two waves, in my opinion. The first wave is digitalizing the existing business. This means optimizing processes, optimizing products, strengthening our forces, and this is on the existing portfolio. And the second wave is looking into the future. what will come up. Will we need new products? Of course, we will need new products like cyber products, for example, or we will need new services, more services, not the classical insurance business, premium on the one side and claim benefit on the other side, but more assistance like, I don't know, organizing that the car is brought to the car repairer after an accident, or that we organize that somebody is coming and repairing your house if something has happened in this. So there are a lot of new ideas, and I'm quite sure that there are a lot of new ideas which we even don't know today what will come up in the next years. And for me it's very important that we need to be prepared to take up these challenges if they come up.
Do you intend to launch new products like, I don't know, insurance on demand or something like this?
Yeah, of course, we are prepared and we are testing some of these things. I don't know, maybe you have heard that we have a cooperation with an insurance lab in Germany. This is an insurance lab where we can make use of the facilities, we can make use of the knowledge, so we don't need to have it in our own company, we can make use of it there. And of course there we are testing new apps, new ideas of insurance products and new insurance covers.
What can you tell us about the potential of the Romanian insurance market in terms of premiums, line of business and so on?
So I think the Romanian market is very, very weighted by the motor insurance. It should be changed in the future. We should improve the other lines of businesses to achieve a diversified portfolio and to cover the real insurance needs of our customer.
And what do you think are the lines of business with the most potential in Romania?
I think this is the health insurance, but for sure this is on a very low level still. Yeah.